Hello and welcome to the latest Inlet Asia's Expert Insight series. Today I'm delighted to be joined by another of our advisory board members, Giresh Prabhat, Managing Director of Uniper Energy Asia Pacific. Giresh, it's good to speak to you again. Thank you very much for agreeing to chat.
Thank you for having me, Melissa.
Absolutely. So as the Managing Director for Uniper Energy APAC, can you tell us a little bit more about your role in Uniper's activities in the APAC region?
Yeah, so to start off with, Uniper is a utility, a power generation company headquartered in Düsseldorf, Germany. And we own 34 gigawatts of generation assets based in Europe as well as Russia. So this transcends into all technologies, including gas power plants as well as hydro power plants. So having had assets in multiple countries, we've been exposed to different market conditions, and we've gone through the journey of moving from regulated markets to deregulated markets, as well as coexisting with renewables. So on that basis, Uniper has a wealth of experience of running assets in various market conditions and maintaining the competitiveness of these assets. And in the Asia Pacific, we see markets moving into a similar direction as we've done in Europe. We see these days renewables coming into the market. We see pivoting away from coal. And now in the last year, we've seen a great influx of or interest in hydrogen. So what we do in the Asia Pacific here is to provide insights into the journey that Uniper has gone through and offer a peer-to-peer, Genco-to-Genco perspective of how to manage these kind of challenges and to optimize the running of assets in this part of the world.
Perfect. Yep, there's definitely a lot of talk about coal right now, so that's definitely a hot topic right now. But with regards to Uniper evolving to kind of compete in unpredictable markets, what are you seeing that's kind of been the best wins for Uniper at this time?
So in terms of, I'm sorry, I didn't get that again.
Of course. So I know that Uniper has evolved to compete in unpredictable markets. So currently, what have you seen? What have been the trends that Uniper has kind of been spearheading?
Yeah, so I think Uniper has had to evolve, as I mentioned earlier, to adapt to varying market conditions. And to remain competitive in these kind of market conditions requires a coordinated effort across our entire organization. So within the organization, we've got the asset management department, we've got our digital department, we've got Uniper Technologies, our engineering team, and we've also got our site teams. So in order to maintain the competitive nature of our assets, we've established a close collaboration within all of these teams, as well as leveraged digital technologies and establishing a risk-based framework for us to make informed decisions on how to run our assets. In addition to this, what we've also done over the last 9 years, Uniper has also invested a lot in new technologies. We've been involved in hydrogen projects, 2 hydrogen projects in Germany, Falkenhagen and Hamburg, as well as carbon capture projects in Europe. And a combination of this and investing and exploring future technologies, as well as improving the efficiency and decarbonizing our assets, help us evolve and compete given the unpredictable nature of all the markets.
Wonderful. Yeah, it sounds like they're fairly dynamic right now. It sounds like with a lot of the different things that you're doing. So Uniper is taking steps to become climate neutral by 2035. What modifications are being put in place to fulfill this impressive objective?
Yeah, so one of the core strategies, core part of Uniper's strategy is to empower the energy evolution. And within this empowerment of this energy evolution, decarbonization is a central aspect of Uniper's strategy. So Uniper has taken very key concrete steps in realizing this strategy. We've committed to shutting down all of our hard coal plants in Germany by 2025. We've got plant modernization projects throughout our entire fleet, and we've also participated in coal to gas conversion projects in Europe. In addition, we've signed MOUs with key OEMs as well as suppliers across the hydrogen value chain. And there are also multiple decarbonization projects currently on the way. And these projects look to leverage our in-house expertise, engineering expertise at Uniper Technologies, and also applying the digital capabilities to support the execution. And I think a combination of all of these initiatives within the company help are concrete steps for us to becoming carbon neutral by 2035.
That's a very impressive goal. So it sounds like you definitely have some steps in place. With regards to Asia, what has been kind of the idea? What direction do you want to take with regards to also keeping that climate neutral by 2035 as a goal?
Well, in Asia, I think we're looking really essentially to support the power players in this region to go on a similar journey. And I think with the commitments towards COP21 and decarbonization, that's a very key central aspect of governments and countries in this region. So we would like to extend what we've done in Europe and support the players to develop a concrete strategy based on the data available of their sites in order to support them to decarbonize and optimize the operation of their assets.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful, very important work for sure. With regards to gains for Uniper, can you share examples of where this approach has made the most gains?
I think for Uniper, we've made most gains leveraging digital technologies. We've seen digital as a key enabler for achieving our gains. As you know, knowledge is power. So within a power plant, there are multiple data aspects or data points available. And but these have traditionally been dispersed and in different parts of, and there's no one way of consolidating all of this data to leverage it. So at Uniper, what we've done is we've developed our own digital platform known as Analytics, which we have leveraged to consolidate the data of all the aspects of the power plant in order to, with the aim of extracting maximum performance through tracking of the plant performance. So this ability to visualize the data and applying the machine learning algorithms combined with the experience, of course, of the site team as well as the engineers has definitely paid dividends for the Uniper team. Just to give you an example, a simple concept of a startup of a power plant. We've managed to save $25,000 of a single start of one of our assets. So I mean, $25,000 in the big picture may not seem a lot, but if you consider that how we operate our assets, we are doing 2 starts a day. And if you look at it throughout the entire year, that's a significant savings in the running of the power plant.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, fair enough. I'm also going to share the slide that we had talked about. So I'm just going to pull that up currently so you could see. So we kind of had already spoken about digitization. So with regards to this slide, what do you think is kind of like the things that jump out at you for the most part?
Yeah, so if you look at this slide, these are some of the key highlights that Uniper has achieved throughout through the utilization of digital within our fleet. And one of the key pertinent topics within the region is, of course, reduction of emissions. And if you look at the headline there, we've achieved 3% less CO2 emissions at one of our CCGT sites in the UK over a 1-year period, which is very significant. And that was a basis for launching a larger CO2 reduction projects within the fleet. And I think one of the key areas that we have seen is, as I mentioned, I mean, we've said fuel savings 15 to 13% on startup. I believe that these are some of the key areas that this is a key concern for a lot of our clients in this region, and leveraging digital for that would definitely support in improving their overall OPEX. I think one of in our conversations with our clients on digital has always been what is the payback time. Mm-hmm. And And we've, in our experience, we've had between 6 months worth of payback for the investment, and that is definitely something that pays dividends for assets in this region.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Thank you for sharing. Yep, very insightful. Okay, and lastly, how will Uniper's analytics and plant flexibility offer solutions to how Asian energy markets work, do you think?
Yeah, so if you look at the Asian market, it's extremely diverse. So in terms of market conditions and the structures of PPAs, and some markets going through or planning to go through the liberalization journey, it's each and every plant is going to be very unique in terms of their journey. However, the fundamentals, which we've seen, do not differ. Every asset will either have to focus on either capacity, availability, reliability, flexibility, or efficiency. So if you look at every market or each and every asset, their key performance or key concerns would be within one of these areas. And so what we've done with analytics is we've developed modules specifically for each and every one of these aspects for each of the plant. And these help to consolidate and visualize the data for the clients and help them to understand and diagnose what are the next steps that need to be taken to improve in the area which is of concern to them. And I think we've also combined, so using digital alone is not enough as far as we're concerned. We also combine it with, we also believe in the experience of engineering, and we leverage the experience of engineers at Uniper Technologies to support the diagnosis as well as to support the clients to reach their goals in the region.
Fair enough. Thank you. Before we finish up for today, is there anything that you'd like to add in closing? Is there anything that we haven't gone over already?
Yeah, no, I think overall we're all going through very interesting times here in Asia, facing new challenges that we've never faced before. And I believe that in order to meet these challenges head on and to come out smiling at the end of the day, would be to really look at the assets and leverage digital technologies and leverage platforms and opportunities to share with one another from a peer-to-peer perspective, and have a consulted effort in keeping the lights on moving forward.
Keeping the lights on is definitely key right now. Thank you so much, Giresh. We really appreciate your time today, and we look forward to connecting with you again soon. Have a great day.
Thank you, Melissa. It's an absolute pleasure.
Thank you. Pleasure. Bye-bye.